Good morning, YouTube. All's clear on the Western Front. Nothing going on to worry about. Deep sea mining's progressing. Big contracts let out, big plans being made by corporations that circle the globe and sell us states' rights. Corporations that turn their profits into gods to mislead people about the real future that we've got. But don't worry about those religious groups hanging out in the backgrounds, standing behind politicians smiling, clamoring at the trough of federal funds to make sure that there's no communities built that they don't approve of. It's tough out there. Better to hide in suburbia and be quiet. Go about your life, I suppose. So why does deep sea mining matter? The bulk of the heavy industrial pollution on this planet comes from mining activities. I kind of talk to uranium and cesium mining. Now, nobody talks about cesium mining, but it's out there. Ultra high purity materials mining, where you go after one atom, one molecule of an element among millions. You move millions of tons of rock to harvest pounds or grams of a material to make a magnet, a super magnet, to go inside of those windmills. But those windmills can be recycled. If they fail, if they fall over, if they fall down, every component in there can be recycled, reused, or fairly safely disposed of. In the nuclear cycle, there is nothing that can be safely disposed of. Everything has to be evaluated. Contaminated metals from any part of the plant can contaminate a building structure if that metal is recycled, meaning the steel beams in the building might fail decades before they're supposed to. If it wasn't tested for, then shame on us, because we understand this. So I don't know how you get eyes turned to the bigger life that surrounds us, because that's what's driving our politics. It's the money inside of that big thing that's driving politics. Individually, we can't check that, but that is what the Constitution and the laws are supposed to do. We're supposed to be able to understand who is looking out for us, and that's lost. It certainly isn't people of faith. It certainly isn't most politicians. Their self-interests have overwhelmed what they're looking for. They can't see past the money in their bank accounts and the false wealth they're creating. We've been led to believe that we have some control over the stock market. Watch its moves. It has nothing to do with you and I and the majority of people invested in that stock market. It does have to do with the majority of the money invested in that stock market. False gods, false worships is a challenge for us. Is a challenge. I've got, I think, 62 folks that subscribe, and some others that come and go. So good. The weight of what I say in the measures that I speak to, try to show the value of what we know, I guess. We, the collective we. What I've spoken to, none of it has been mine, other than my memories of what I have learned from us, and learned from my neighbors, learned from my teachers, learned from life, and some of the very sad lessons that I've put myself through. Will this get published? I don't know.